so I prefer Kate.
That's kind of what I figured. Okay, so it says we are live with Kate. The Instagram is at Kate Peretz. We'll pop it up so that you could see. I just want to talk a little bit about the this interview to set it up. A couple months ago, we had been taking a lull from the podcast, and there's a lot of other podcasts and video channels out there, and younger kids that are killing it and right. And so in an event, I took a little bit of a lull, and but I got an Instagram message that was like, "Hey, I'm interested in being on the podcast," and I it took me a while to get back because I wasn't really doing the interviews, and I didn't have any idea who this person was, and so a couple of weeks later, very responsibly, I got another message, and so I got back, and then I took a peek at Kate's work, and I was like, "Holy Moses, this is actually really good work." So here, I could actually share it with you now, and so I was definitely inspired to start doing a whole nother round of interviews. So the last couple of weeks, we did some interviews with and some discussion panels, and we're doing a whole nother round of programming. So uh, you could head over to Instagram, and she does a lot of work in booking right through there. She's now currently in Seattle, originally from Russia. So we'll talk a little bit about getting the O1 visas, and again, if you're getting your visa, that means you're world class, and obviously, well, again, but when I saw her work, it speaks for itself. Kate, Kate, Peretz, Perets _ tattoo. And these days we go straight to the reels. So I guess maybe would you like to tell us a little bit about uh, your story while I show off some of your work, and then we have a set of interview questions based around loosely around the O1 visa, and then
Mhm.
some other business type questions because
Sure.
to get your visa you need to be on your game both and with your art, but
Mhm.
also with your promotions and whatnot. So yeah,
Mhm.
awesome. Thanks again for
Oh,
motivating me
sure.
to do another round and hopping on.
Absolutely. So, my name is Kate, and I'm from Russia. I just started tattooing from Russia 11 years ago. And the way how to start in Russia and in America is like pretty different because here we have an like apprenticeship. You just start being in tattoo shop, like helping with the stuff, whatever. But in Russia, it's like more like a courses. You like for school, whatever. You just paying like some money, and you exactly know how many lessons you got, how many like what exactly you learn like each day. Which is like for me, it's easier because I prefer control the situation. So I
Okay.
appreciate it that way.
So it was basically like a university track.
Yeah, it's
Like
more like that way.
how early did you know it was a tattooing? Or did you do just like art first, and then some people do tattooing, or
So like I started like that. I got my education. I have like kids school for drawing, like
Mhm.
9 years like in row, and I thought like I wanna do education like that about drawing, whatever. And I start to be a designer. So I got college for design, like making magazines, like or like business cards, whatever, like polygraphic stuff.
Mhm.
Then I got my education one more for being teacher of art.
Okay.
So, and one day I realized that the payment for being teacher in Russia, and I guess unfortunately in most country, in the most important professions like doctor, teachers, whatever, most helpful, they less payments got. So which just mean not cool. I feel like I need to do something inside of art, not so far from art, but still being in industry of like whatever. And I feel like, yeah, tattoo might be cool. Let's try. And I just sent message for like some random tattoo shop, like closest to my previous work, and like, hey guys, can I be your apprentice or whatever? How it's working? I have no idea. They're like, yeah, you need to visit us, and like, I can do right now. So I just came and like show me your portfolio, like drawing
And,
portfolio.
what year is this?
2014, I believe.
Okay, so just like 11-ish years ago.
Yeah, yeah. So
Cool.
they check my portfolio. They're like, okay, you're good to go. We can just start. So we start like our education was like a month only because it's only 8 lessons. And
Holy
I'm like,
Moses.
whatever. But I can tell you, after first try on the fake skin, I feel it's mine. I want to do that forever.
Yeah.
And I just did couple lines and I tell my mentor, like, dude, I have no idea how to be on a real skin. And he like, are you afraid to start? I'm like, no. And he like, okay, here we go. So then next we just start with a real person. So I have only one lesson on the fake skin, like 2 minutes lines, and then I start like doing real tattoos. It was like so cool. I came home and I was so excited. I tell my mom, my father, like, I want to do tattoo. I'm like fall in love with that shit. I want to do it forever. And they're like, are you crazy? Because in Russia, like tattoo industry, it came from like prisonish stuff, whatever,
Hmm.
and they have like mentality. So it's like for them, it's like one connection, from prison to tattoos. And they were so mad on me because they expect I'll be teacher of art, drawing, whatever, and
Sure.
finally I'm not.
It's a shift over. But now that who were some of the were there any tattooers that inspired you to take up
No.
tattooing or
No, no, no. It was like I was all the time thought about that. Like tattoos is cool, but I never like really think that it might be profession. I thought like people do like any work, like factory, whatever else, and just for fun doing tattoos. I never thought it might be like real job.
Mhm.
And when I came to that shop, I feel like, oh my God, they really like full day work in here. It's like not like hobby work, it's real work. And like, yeah, I want to do the same. That's so cool. So that's how I feel like, yeah, I need to start that.
Sure. And what studio do were those artists people that you still stay in touch with or
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I follow them on Instagram. I see like what they're doing, and a couple months ago, I found a funny story that I also have my student. After I got like done with my education, I started to like take students, and one of my student now artist on that shop when I get
ah
my education. It's like funny
awesome.
connection of that. And the exact teacher who teach me, we like really good friends with him. He's in UK now. He's also Russian dude, but he's like tattooing here. So, and I really appreciate his like touch in my life, because like the worst problem was after I got my education, I need to start an industry, but it's difficult because I have no portfolio or like weak portfolio. And I mean, I'm super new and I have no idea what to do. I have no style, no knowledge, no portfolio. And he tells for the shop owner, like, oh, you need to probably take her like a beginner artist just for whatever. And she's like, okay, let's try it. So they never tried that stuff, like taking someone from the courses
Hmm.
for being real
Because
artists.
you were teaching art, you were taking art classes and whatnot. So it
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
like you were like completely fresh doing art and learning to tattoo. It's like you knew how to draw and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, it was the biggest problem is like how to transfer all my knowledge from the art, like on the paper or whatever, any canvas, not skin, to skin, because I'm still doing that. I mean, I know a lot how to do like oil or whatever, but sometimes I'm like struggling how to transfer that technique to the skin because it's almost never work in the same way. I mean, in oil, if you know, we can do over layering and it's helpful. You can do like how many layers you want. You can change whatever you want. In tattooing, if you touch skin more than twice, done, gone.
Sure,
There's
sure.
no way it'll be okay.
It's interesting. Like I mean, I don't do any of the actual art, but I watch a lot of people, and I watch a lot of seminars, and it's interesting because sometimes the original art tattooers are both original art types, right? They'll like make the watercolors or to your point, oil paint and get the layers
Mhm,
down, and they'll play with it and change it, but then they have to switch into realist mode, which is like now I poke the holes exactly the way that the painting is in the context of the skin. Um,
mhm,
so it's like they use both parts. Some people are using all sorts of parts of the brain. So now this is but back to your story. So you're in Russia when you're learning to tattoo, and for the first couple of years, was there a pull to come over to America? I mean, clearly there was. You have a visa, so but to do so, you need to be exceptional, right? So I guess let's talk a little bit about some of the ways that you were exceptional.
mhm,
I know that for the visa, there's winning at tattoo conventions and magazine articles or
mhm.
whatnot. I guess could you tell us a little bit about how that went?
Yeah, sure. So I like tattooing in Russia about like 5 years in a row without like any traveling, whatever. So then one day I realized, oh gosh, I can travel and tattooing in one time. That's gonna be so cool. I wanna do that. So I started to travel a little bit, and like I visit like different countries, like Europe. Is like most unusual is Uruguay and India.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I work like everywhere. I trying to be like like deep in country, not like just a touristic stuff, just walking and get some food, whatever. I try to like really live in country and contact with the people as possible, like realistic, like real life, you know.
Sure.
And during my traveling, I also joined some conventions and trying to meet new people. And the meetings and the convention is really helpful because for that visa, you also need, for example, recommendations letters from like people you ever met or they just
Sure.
know you. It's not like it's not like rule they really need to know you in like face to face. They can just see your Instagram or like they ever saw you work and they feel like, yeah, that's cool. For example, I can ask you now because you're from industry, around
Yep.
industry, and like, hey, if you like my work, could you like do a recommendation letter for my case? Like, yeah, I know Kate, she's doing like great stuff, whatever. It's super
Absolutely.
helpful
I've
for me.
written countless letters of recommendations for people to get their visas.
Yeah, see,
That's an
you know,
easy.
right?
If they're good, if you're good, it's a real easy one.
Yeah, absolutely, because you shouldn't lie. You really should feel that, right? For share that.
I do.
It's like everywhere. Mhm. So, and I did some conventions in different country. For example, in India, they asked me to judge convention, and I mean, I feel like it's mean a lot because I also have no idea what's the rule in that country because like rules everywhere is different. Like in the most
Sure.
countries, if you tattoo not like really follow the rules of the category, we usually never judge that tattoo. I mean, if it says black and gray portrait and it's not like real portrait or not really black and gray, like whatever excuse, you feel like okay, this like out of the category, I can't really judge that work. That is like going out. So, for example, in India, it's not like that because like about like 70% of the tattoos they place in a category they feel, and for me, it's wrong. I mean, most of tattoos in the wrong categories, but the people who really get experience, they say if you try to do that, you'll judge nobody. So better just close
Right.
eyes for that. So they have just different rules, and I just take it. I like okay, whatever you tell me, because your country, your rules. I'll gotcha. So
Sure. For
that's what we
me,
did.
the part about the uh, contests is always a funny one because I spent a long time around tattooers who were able to win the contests, but they just
Mhm.
never gave a fuck. They're like, we don't care about the contest. Half the time a couple of like Hell City's got great contests, and Empire State. There's a bunch of them now that have great contests, but a lot of the artists are just humble. They just don't care. They care about their peers and other things.
Yeah, I
But
see.
as soon as you want to get your visa, it's like, oh man, I should be, getting awards and
Yeah.
judging.
That's exactly what I have now in mind, speaking about conventions. Because, like, I prefer, like, have fun, like, working with the people I like, get some meeting, no rush, like, enjoying the time. But now, during like preparation for the green card or for visa, you need to be in rush. You're under pressure because, for example, winning 5 awards, it's not mean 5 conventions. It's might mean 10 conventions. It's might
Sure.
mean 15 conventions. Really depend of like the like how good people around you and how else if they doing their cases they also like in the same position as you they really try to do something, and we have like huge conventions with like really vast top artists
Hmm.
uh in like huge cities, probably like three, 4 convention in a year, and bunch of like smallest in a smallest city. But it's like unfortunately for visa case, they check like how many people visit, whatever, and they feel like these 3 or 4 it's more important than like 5 small convention, you know.
Sure.
So you need to like really try to think what are the best for you because you can get like 10 awards from the smallest convention, but like probably 1 award from the really huge is better for them.
Absolutely, from like London or from the God's Inc. or one of those, or
Yeah.
judging. To your point, if you're sitting there as a judge, that's that counts, right? And so, and sometimes it just might be like, when the convention promoters, stressed and looking for a judge saying yes
Mhm.
instead of saying no. I do
Yeah.
want to share. Looks like you do. Speaking of other evidence, you have sponsorships here. Do you want to talk a little bit about
Yeah.
Amalia and how that sponsorship came about and how it helped with the visa?
Yeah. So it's one of the criteria you need to follow. It's a sponsorship. It's not must be. I feel like so for being approved, you need to only 3 criteria be counting. I mean, you need to try to follow all criteria you got because you never know which they count.
Yeah, I try to
For
avoid that.
example, my lawyer tells me that the three really, really important. It's a convention awards, magazines, 100%. Without that point, there's no way, and judging.
Mhm.
So three of them is most important. Or instead of judging, you can show a high salary if you can prove that. But the problem is it's a way how you need to prove that because you think like, for example, just screenshot, why not, I can use that. And they're like, no, it's completely different way because the logic of like the UCIX who checking your case, it's a logic of people who like never understood everything about tattoo industry. For example, most of people they got IRFE. It's like requires of evidence, like extra evidence.
Mhm.
And my extra evidence for my O1 visa was, okay, we see your awards from convention. Okay, there says like first place in color, but where's your name on it? And we need to
Sure.
explain that we're not able to have names because it's like happens like that, like
So now you
one
need to find a
second.
screenshot of the website if the
Yeah,
convention promoter
yeah.
put it up.
And as you know, like conventions sometimes super quick and messy, and they have no time to even click picture because sometimes they tell you like you in that place, you just running, and they already call someone else. So sometimes
Yep.
there's no way to click a good picture, like even like have a post somewhere, or they also ask if you have any magazines about that you won some awards. But we don't have that amount of magazines if I'll try to post each my awards separately in magazines. So it's
Less
like
and less.
yeah, it's like really depend of the lawyer. If lawyer is good, they have a good experience, they know how to like working like before they ask something. I
Absolutely.
mean, they try to close any question they probably might have, so it's like really helpful.
And to your point, they've gone through experienced ones have gone through cases, and so they've had to defend that. So they make sure that you have everything prepared, so you don't get challenged as much,
Yeah.
and can pull on through. It's pretty amazing. And now, as far as so you were getting sponsorships in Russia then from Russian companies.
So for my visa for O1, it's visa. I can get like Russian sponsorship or around the world.
From
It's
around
not
the,
really
of
important.
course, right.
But now I'm working for my case for green card. It's the
Mhm.
same case, but for green card.
Yep.
It's much more difficult. I sent my case once and it get denied, like rejected. I'm so upset because I spent all that money and it's never going back on my account or
Oh.
something.
Mhm.
It's like stressful a lot and I'm just doing new case now. So how to get the sponsorship? Let's go back for that question. You need to just post your work and doing hashtags or whatever they tell because usually in account you can see like they say like use that hashtag or just use our account. Most of them they don't like if you use just account name because it'd be too much.
Mhm.
But in a hashtag way they can like choose like doing reposts or something with you. So that's exactly what I did. Whatever I use, like any brands I use, I all the time say that um, under my any tattoos. And if they like me, they can send message like, okay, we see you posting us all the time and we like your work. Let's go on our team. Now I have like couple more, but before they post me in their website, I cannot share in my. So soon you'll be able to see that. And it's like really excited because I really like the idea. It's a brands which I really use
Awesome.
because I know a lot of like artists. They're like ready for whatever. Like if it's like brands who doing I don't know like rocks or walls, they like whatever they want to take whatever. But it's really important to take like real good brands, famous. So I got a couple more. You'll see soon in my Instagram. I'm
Yeah,
excited
no,
to share.
that's awesome, and kind of to your point, and your work again, your work speaks for itself. The interview that I was listening to on the other podcast,
Mhm.
you're well spoken. I guess as a teacher, to your point, or to your previous, experience as a
Mhm.
teacher, it really allows you to continue to learn and to be able to communicate and excel. Again, it's not super surprising, and again, if there's any immigration people watching, again, I try to dodge people
Mhm.
that are trying to get on the show, right? And you actually, I was like, oh shit. Now you know you're in Seattle, so that was the other thing that caught my eye. I was like, wait, when did you end up in Seattle? Um, and how did you end up there? So you were traveling around, and then that was a spot, and you opened up your own studio. Or let's talk about that a little bit.
Mhm. Sure. So for that case, you also need a studio who invite you. So it's not really cost them something. It's just like they like you and they would like to invite you. So that you 100% need that stuff for getting that visa. So it's like a hustle butter tattoo shop
Mhm.
in New York. They invite me to be in their artist. We sign a contract for a year and I got my visa because they helped me, which is
Awesome.
like huge thank you for them. So then I started to also travel and see like guest spotting and see like different states around me for like seeing probably I like another state more or like whatever. I just want to know because it's my first visit in America. I have no idea what that. I'm like I feel like I came to the moon and I want to learn like everything here.
Uh-huh.
So I
Uh-huh.
started to travel a lot and now I visit about like 10 different states around the America and I find it out that Seattle is really good for me because that state has not a lot of sun
Mm-hmm.
and it's mean like for my colorful tattoo as more like lighter skin is easier for me. It will more like high quality result I can get. So unfortunately for that, like colors working better on a lighter skin. There's just a fact. I
Sure.
wish to do my tattoos for everyone around the world, but unfortunately, you know, that color theory working like that. Like as lighter your canvas is more vibrant and bright tattoos. So that's
I remember there was a lot of the Korean tattoos, that they're doing. Some of them are just like, oh my God, that's amazing. And then, the cynic in me is like, with some of them, like, it looks amazing, but the only way that would work is if that skin is like, the perfect pasty white skin that's never, oh, well, maybe they're actually working on the skin where that'll stay. A lot
yeah.
of that, it's to your point, skin is. But anyway, so you ended up in the Northwest and in Seattle. Then and how long ago and how did that transition? So you were anchored with the Hustle Butter crew, but then you were traveling around 10 states. Well, wait, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. Let's talk about some of those 10 states.
Mhm.
What were some of the highlights and how did you go about did you just show everybody your portfolio and they were like, hell yeah, come on through?
So first of all, we have Facebook groups where it's for tattoo artists who are looking for guests, and it's also some tattoo shops. They also send there some like invitement for like we're taking guests. Like if you're interested, just DM us. So that's exactly what I did. I just googled that. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just looking for that in Facebook and whatever they say like okay I send them my portfolio and with some we have a like good conversation and I feel like okay let's try with some I feel like it's kind of stuck. I mean I don't really feel comfortable, probably I shouldn't visit, you know,
Hmm. Sure.
something like that. That's how I started. It's pretty randomly because I have no idea about the states. I just want to go everywhere. Like when I tried to visit the like Washington first time, they sent me the pictures of the state and it was a February. I like, oh my gosh, I'll go in the mountains and in February I'll die there. I
Right.
bought the most like I bought a lot of clothes which I feel it should to be like warm for me. I'll be good here. But you know what? Funny part, I never use that because in February there's just raining
Mm.
and there's no snow. I feel me so stupid because I
Yeah.
only wear like jacket, like tiny one, nothing else. And I
Uh-huh.
feel like, yeah, that's cool. It's really, really green state here. It's called evergreen, right? Like
Sure.
Washington State. So it's because of rain. It's a lot of rain here, probably too much for me, but still, like, I really like that state. And I visited like 3 times, and I feel like, yeah, that's cool. Why not? So, and my visa was gone because it's like only 3 years for expire date, and because I moved not exactly right after they approved my case, because you need the time for doing interview and whatever. So it was like minus your time a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So finally, my visa is almost gone, and I prepare a new visa. This is like I just find out that you also are able to use like agent who like helps you, inviting you without the actual shop. Because I'm focused on the traveling a lot, and it might be bad for people,
Yep.
you know, for like
I've done that sometimes.
yeah, yeah.
You know, I've got a series of shop owners and whatnot. So if you were interested, I could send you to a couple of half a dozen amazing shops around that are vetted.
Yeah, but I try to find something else, like another way, not like real tattoo shops, because I don't like to make them upset because they take me like a resident artist, they help me with the documents,
Mhm.
and it's kind of like a bad gaming when you like say, yeah, I want to be in your shop, just give him all the documents. You just start and they're like, oh, you know what? I want to go everywhere. I don't like to stay with you. So I
Understood.
hate that. I don't
Understood.
like to make some fake promises for people. That's why I try to find another way for not be like stuck with like one shop, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's that. I guess that's what I'm saying is that there's been other people looking to get their visas that I've worked with, that I do work with as an agent, where I'll send them to, or help them book a half a dozen guest spots and two or three conventions
Hmm.
for their visas, right? So to your point, instead of having a tattoo shop sponsor, TattooNOW has been a sponsor and as an agent as an agent.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, and I get to sign all of the the paperwork and whatnot. And again, I haven't done it for a lot of people, but for a couple of key people, again,
Hmm.
it's a you know the everyone's got to trust everybody, so it's not like
Yeah.
we'll take anybody. But it's to your point, it's awesome that so you're doing that now, or you just you were able to get your extended visa.
Yeah, I'm just doing that exactly now. So I already find the agent, we sign a contract. I also sign a contract with new lawyer because I feel like probably my previous one, I mean, probably he did everything perfect from his side, but my case for 25k dollar I paid was rejected, which
Hmm.
just make me a little bit upset. And I feel like probably some points that my lawyer did is not perfectly, and
Hmm.
I feel like okay, I need to change it. It's just for me. I don't know. I feel like that.
Well, I'm
And
pretty confident that it'll happen. It's just a matter of time. Like I said, it's should just be a matter of time because I've seen uh, the tattoos that you're doing and the way that you're expressing this, and it sounds like you're teaching seminars and hitting all the right spots. So like in a natural way.
yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm doing again all my documents and
Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about the seminar? So you said that are you ready to talk about the seminar that you're
yeah,
teaching?
yeah, there's no problem. So the seminars is also one of the point of the case because for now it's probably not my favorite stuff to do because I feel like I have much more knowledge as I wish to share and I can share, but my English level is super framed, you know. All the
Sure.
time I feel like I want to explain that really like deep and clearly, but my English frame me a lot. And unfortunately, because I'm working a lot, I have my shop, I just open it, I need to work for these, I need to work for documents, all the process again, almost from the beginning. And I just have no time for like take a courses of English, like a couple days a week or something. I'm just really work almost like 24 a day. And it's just real answer. It's not for like looking better or something. That's what really I do.
Right.
And yeah, I just have no time, and I wish, but I cannot like figure out everything in one moment. Also, I'm artist, right? I want to do art. I don't like to do all this like documents process, like all this serious stuff.
Sure. And you got to do all the business things too. As a shop owner now, that's a whole nother round of responsibilities and
Exactly.
headaches. And, so do you want to talk a little bit about the shop now? Okay, so that's a
Yeah,
good transition into the studio.
yeah, yeah. So I did my shop in November of last year. so it's almost brand new. And what I decided to do, as an artist, all the time I travel somewhere, I feel it's like really hard to find a place who didn't take a percentage for you if you artists who have their own bookings. You know what I mean? I mean, you want just a place where you're able to work and just pay some rent. But most of shops, they are like based on like percentage. And if you, I want to do my shop for fun, I want to just call people who want to visit Seattle or who want to try to be in my shop. Like I have a daily rent, I have a monthly rent, week rent, whatever they want. It's just more not about the making money. It's just for have fun with like new people, for like meeting new people, for whatever. So I charge like really, really almost like probably lowest price around the states. It's just for like not for zero, right? For whatever. So
Awesome.
I have a
Get
guest
in,
artist.
apply quick then, artists, because when reality might hit someday. No, it's that's awesome. And then do you have guests coming through now, or
Oh yeah, I all the time have some guests, and I have a 5 workstation, so I never have a troubles like fits everyone here. So if everyone someone interesting to visit Seattle, like go ahead, send me a message, we can discuss it.
also, and then you're doing all of this through Instagram. You don't do you even have a website, or how's that?
So I had my website, but the dude I'm working with now, he tells me that I use the wrong host or something. I'm really bad on it. Really, I am really bad on websites, internet stuff, whatever. I only know about tattoos. So he tells
Uh-huh.
me like it's wrong something and we need to change it. So we just rebuild the account or like website from zero again. So we're just in process for
Yeah.
now in that moment.
Awesome. Okay. And I guess do you have any other projects that we should be talking about? So you're talking a little bit about the seminar, but I do want to tell people how to get the seminar.
Oh, okay. How to get the seminar? So, for example, if you get spotting on some tattoo shop, you can ask them if they're interested to get a seminar in their shop. Or if you have your own shop, you can try to do in your shop. So you just like posting, I'm doing in my shop that tattoo seminar. If anyone interested, just like let me know. What I did, because I feel like I need a lot. I need like 5, 8 different seminars, and I can't do everything in my shop on a one location, right? I need to travel. So everyone I'm going to guest spot, I asking people if they okay if I do seminar in their shop. Can I use one day for this? And 99% they like, yeah, of course, we have a place, we have a time, we have a people who are interested to learn from you something. And I also all the time have an artist from the actual shop who join my seminar. I charge like not a lot for that because it's more for me for my documents. So I feel like fun for like share my experience for people. It's also I feel like seminars is good because it's like kind of challenging me because it's again English and tattooing and speaking explanation on one time. My brain
Oh,
working at 100% every time. If I'm even sleeping all the time I'm working, so I guess I never have a dementia in the future because I'm working all the time. I'm using my brain. So that yeah, that's how to you can get the seminars that way.
awesome.
Just
That's great. And so okay, so now as far as your booking is concerned, are you still accepting clients? Is it are you booked out for months on end, or how does your booking process work?
So I do all my bookings in Instagram. So like people just send in a message, we discuss all the ideas. One of the weird things I do, I never do real consultations. Like I know a lot of artists they prefer that, and a lot of clients they prefer that, but not me because sometimes if you're speaking, I can lose some important idea because of English.
Mhm.
And I feel it would be much better if they just send me a message and I can just go back and read that message a couple times and feel like, oh, what's mean that or this? And also all the time I'm asking send me pictures of whatever you say. Because if someone make a small mistake in a word and I don't know that word, I try to translate it and it's wrong translation
Sure.
for me. So that's why I feel like the best way for me is just having online. Sometimes people thought I'm a scammer because I don't like to do like real one. But I feel
Right.
like scammer probably give you not real price. They tell you like, oh, sleeve is just 500 and deposit me 400, you know?
Sure,
That is a
sure.
scammer's way, right? They never tell you like real pricing. So and then I just do booking from the Instagram and DM, so which is good for me. And what else? One weird things I like to do, I keep all my bookings months or 2 months ahead only
Okay.
because I hate cancellations and I hate to work with these. Like people like, okay, I take your deposit. I don't care about your deposit. I mean, I'm glad to give you back, but you also like kind of like losing. I'm losing my day in this way, and
Sure.
I really don't like to do that. My like work and booking process and everything, I really like to base it on a friendship mode, like
Mhm.
be nice with my clients. Like I try to be like real friend for them because for me it's the best way. I don't know, like some artists probably they do just like work. For me it's art. For me it's friendship. For me it's process, magic, mood, whatever. So I like to do everything nice. So I feel like 2 months is the maximum people can remember because people can forget about like for example, men's not really remember dates about like anniversary, kids' birthdays, dogs' birthday, granny birthdays, I don't know,
Anything.
whatever, any dates.
2 months. Yeah. A
Yeah,
thousand
there's no
percent.
way you remember everything,
Yeah.
right? Also, like I have a lot of clients from military, navy, right? They also for them like really difficult to think 6 months in advance. 2 months is perfect for everyone. So
Yeah.
I try to do 1 or 2 months. It's not like not that far.
That's great. Well, and it also leaves you open for opportunities. And for me
Oh
as a
yeah.
convention promoter, I'm always trying to think about like 8 months, sometimes a year in advance,
Hmm.
because there's some of the headliners will be booking that far. But there's also a lot of headliner type tattooers. To your point, the work is always there, right? So like you don't have
Yeah,
to book out more than 2 months.
exactly.
And
For example, like let me like stop you a little bit. Um, Ink Master, I guess everyone knows that show, right?
sure.
They called me twice, but I'm not able to go because with my, for example, now I'm not allowed to left the country. I
Mm,
need to stay in America.
sure.
And I'm like, I really want to go, but I'm stuck here. But if I have a clients, I shouldn't like, what should I do? I should cancel them or what? Because the recording process, they tell me it might take like 3 or 4 months. It's the first. And the second part, they, not really a lot of people know, but they doing the video recording in Canada.
Oh, okay. Right, sure. It was in New Jersey for a while. Well, maybe it was in New Jersey. I
So,
don't know.
which
But
is
yeah,
mean
no, I think
I
you're right. Other coast, the Pacific coast. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's mean I need to cancel all my client. I need to go somewhere for I don't know how many days because it's really depend like how long you're staying in the show, right? And you're not really able to work from the show because it's like also really work. I mean, you can do like bookings or whatever, so it's like a lot. So having 2 months is for me is the most comfortable. It's really depend for artists. I know like a lot of artists who prefer to say I'm booked to the end of year. I mean, I can do that, but I really don't like that way.
Yeah. I mean, again, some people like again, part of the shift is about the security, and but yeah, after 3 months, it just really becomes a hassle, and some people try to mitigate it, and again, everybody could figure it out. But also to your point, holding on to, if you're booked out a whole year and you have like a year's worth of deposits,
Oh
you
yeah.
just really also want to be careful to have that in a separate bank account and stuff, and
Mhm.
because it's yeah, that could be a lot of unrealized revenue there from for a year out. Um, okay, so do you have any upcoming? So I guess you're in the middle of getting your paperwork done. Do you have any upcoming travels that you want to tell people about, or that you
I
have planned
have
now?
all the time,
Awesome.
everything in the future. So I do 1 million projects in the moment. And if you have 4 hours extra, I can tell everything. But if not, so then in the May, I have 3 conventions
Sure.
almost in row. So first of all, like that weekend, I have an exhibition in LA. I guess a lot of people know that we have a Mona Lisa tattoo shop
Uh
in
huh.
LA. It's like pretty Russian speaking shop.
Uh
So
huh.
they do like huge exhibition with a like top of artists. They also invited me, which I'm really
Oh,
excited to
awesome.
do. So I have to fly for that exhibition that weekend. Next weekend after that, we have a convention in New York. I guess you know about that,
Ah,
right?
the Empire State.
Yeah, I need to go for that.
Awesome.
Then we have in Utah, we're doing a seminar. We're recording 3 day seminar with like we talking
Uh huh.
before. So then I have a Colorado tattoo convention. Then I'm
Ah, I
going.
like that one too. Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
I
because
love
I used to
Colorado.
work in a Colorado, and I have some like good healing clients who like kind of friends
Yeah,
of mine, and they like okay to support me to visit because that's really difficult to like organize it, like call the people because some people yeah I want to go, but then after a couple months when it's actually days coming, they're like oh I have a birthday of my cat, I
sure.
forgot, like I cannot go, and it's like it's frustrating because I also already booked the flights and everything, and I need some people. I can't just came by myself and say, you know what, I'm good artist. Can you give me a place? I guess no, right?
Yeah, right.
So and then after Colorado, I have like 5 day, 4 days break, and then we're doing huge conventions in Texas, which
Awesome.
I'm really excited to go. Do you know which I'm talking about?
I don't know. Was it the Worldwide? I don't.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Worldwide Magazine maybe is the.
So it's really huge convention, and for some reason I didn't find any information about that ahead. I just see like a lot of artists I really like and follow, they post it, and like, where's that? Wait a
Oh, it's right
minute.
there.
I start to like looking for that, like, oh my goodness, I want to go there so bad because it's really good. There's huge artists there, and I was so upset that I never saw that before.
No.
So and I see like it says like we have a celebrities like judges celebrities, and I'm like oh my gosh it's so huge, I want to go there. I text message for like convention owner, like I say dude I'm so upset that I never saw your convention before, but I have anyways I planning to fly and just doing like a visitor, like just I want to visit
Uh-huh.
it because I want to know everything about that. And I
Awesome.
say like that's so cool. I love it. I'm going. And he invited me to be a judge on that convention.
Ah, voila.
I'm like, whoa. I mean,
Perfect.
I'm just excited to be there for being around that cool artist. Like, know them closer or just check how they're working, whatever I'm able to do.
Sure.
But being judged at that convention, oh my goodness. I thought I need to wear a crown today because you can ask, like, why do I have a crown, kid? And like, because I'm judging that convention?
Nice. Hell yeah, awesome. When I don't know, well, I guess we talked about how booked out, but in October, Tony Rommel from Tattoo Society magazine is hosting a convention the first weekend of October.
Mhm,
So I don't know if you know, and that's he's a magazine publisher, and
mhm.
it's a very respected magazine. So you might hit him up if it falls into alignment because it's again another New York show, but
Mhm.
again every bit helps with the evidence. So
I'm going for everywhere. Like any convention, I'm able to go. If I doesn't have people here, I'm going. I mean, because some people they still ask me, "Oh, can we do like booking after 4 months?" And I put them, and after 4 months, I open my calendar, like, who is that person? I just started reading,
sure.
and like I forgot about that project because like for me it was like million years ago because everything like a lot of going on in my head. For me, like 4 months, I feeling like 4 years. I mean, I really need to read all information again and check like what we need to do. Yeah, I'm okay to go everywhere. Like a moon, if you have a convention on the moon, call me please. I'll be there.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I mean, luckily to right now I'm partnering with lots of conventions, but I'm always happy to share invitations around and kind of to your point, if you're down, then again, it's just amazing to experience different places, in the country and or in the world. I'm pretty psyched. I'm getting back on an airplane finally, heading over to Icons and Prodigies in Venice, Italy, going back there
Mhm, mhm.
for a show, and then in the summer, Costa Rica for the Paradise Tattoo Convention down there.
Yeah, I
So
wish to
it's
go outside of country, but I cannot now. I'm stuck.
yeah. Well, work on your paperwork, and there's always hopefully there's always plenty of time, right? So after you get everything squared away,
Mhm.
um, yeah, you can head on back on out. Awesome. So, do you have any last words for the viewers, or any last parting words of wisdom for younger tattooers, maybe that
Oh
are
yeah, for younger tattooers, I have 100% advice. So you shouldn't listen the people who tells you you shouldn't be in tattoo industry. If you feel you want to be there, prove them they are wrong. Just say, watch me. And show
awesome?
them like good experience. That, for example, for me was so helpful because everyone was against of whatever I do, and like, no, I want to prove you that I'm good. For example, my mom, uh, she tells me like she's against because she thought like doing tattoo is like about like having bad friends, like who doing bad stuff, you know, like I don't know, she says like drug sellers, whatever, because in Russia it's
Sure.
like big problem. And like, oh yeah, and now when I'm making some good money and send her like a gift or help, and it's like, you know, some drug sellers send me money. Do you like it?
Sure.
I can send you, I can share with you. And she appreciated.
Awesome.
So
It is fun. I appreciate how tattooing, really could when it's used appropriately and positively, right? Uh, can just really produce a really awesome positive effect. And
mhm.
in many ways, because there's the expectations that we're going to be drug dealing or drug using or something bad. If we're
Yeah, it
really
might be. It might be like that because if you have freedom, money, whatever, right? It might happen, whatever.
right, well, absolutely. So because of this, you could be whoever you want to be, for sure. And but but if you end up contributing to your community and helping with benefits and really giving back, like not only do you get credit for like being a good person, but you get like extra credit because like not only are you a good person, but you're not like an asshole drug addict who's stealing from them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's so there's like a little extra, but well, awesome. Well, hey, thanks again for hopping on.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
maybe
coming.
we have some other podcasts, and some of them are tattoo, more like exercise or professional development related for
Hmm.
reinventing the tattoo and whatnot. And obviously you have a great process, so maybe it might be fun to, well, again, to talk to a bunch of tattooers about drawing exercises or
Oh
something.
yeah, yeah. No problem.
It's because it sounds like you're already kind of clearly you're already doing this in your seminars, so it might be fun to give the reinventing people a peek at it or whatnot.
Yeah, I'll be happy to share all my knowledge. I'd be happy to, if I can inspire even one person, I still be happy because I help someone to like grow whatever. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
100% in whatever.
it's a great way to wrap it up because at least as far as this podcast and anything else I'm doing this year is concerned, you did already. I wouldn't be doing interviews if you weren't hit me up. And, well, again, it's a matter of like being politely persistent, but also having a portfolio to back it up. So,
Mhm.
well, thanks again, and we'll
Thank you
catch
so
up
much.
in somewhere on the road. We'll hit up a tattoo convention. Oh, wait,
Yeah,
actually,
sure.
Empire State. Well, in a couple
Oh
weeks.
yeah. We can be there. So thank you so much for you. Thank you so much for everyone who saw that. Wish you luck. Tattooing luck is everything. Like,
It really is. Very thankful to be doing this. Oh, well, like I said, and my next interview is with Carrie Barba. I'll
oh
be doing
yeah.
that tonight, and like I said, and it was after you hit me up a couple times, then I hit up a couple other people, and then I did my wish list if I only hit up 5 people, and she said yes. So, like I said, thank you very much. I appreciate it, and yeah, we'll catch up in the very near future.
Sure, sure, sure. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a great day. I hope you have a day.
Likewise. Okay.